It is Friday, May 31st. It's time to get in the weeds. I think I did Joel's intro good enough. I'm Jeremy Lambert. That is, I believe, SP3. Maybe? Yes? It was
Yes,
you were doing
am.
You were doing Carlton, then you were doing Nana. So you know who you were about to be there for a second.
I was like,
That is
I was like this in the background. Only you could have seen it when the intro was going on. The intro always makes me want to do the Carlton. So, and then I break it down into when he does the Cabbage Patch Carlton. That's my favorite part of the dance when he goes like, But yes, in the weeds, got this mocha tint on a Friday, the 6th man of the year. Thank you, chat. Appreciate y'all in the chat.
Do you want that right now after the way Nas Reed played in the Western Conference Finals?
Well, I'm happy the way Nas Reed played because my family is in the NBA Finals. Oh man! After we're done with this podcast, I'm about to hit up my nephew and tell the in-laws that I congratulations. I'm gonna be like, when you booking my trip to Dallas so I could be there for the NBA Finals. He gonna ignore me, but it's all good. It's all good. My family is in the NBA Finals. It's a good day. Dallas Mavericks moving on, and hopefully beating the Boston Celtics.
You're in the UK with your 10-can internet. You're not going all the way to Dallas.
He can book me. He can book me a trip. He can make money. He's a designer. He's designing a bunch of NBA players and rap artists. He could book me a trip.
Okay. Guys, in about 25 minutes, we're scheduled to be joined by Matt Cardona. We've already got a super chat from Lofro. Lofro says, I'll be Cross. I don't know. Cross? Like Carrion? He's part of that group. What's that group's name? The TikTokers? The Wayward Sons?
The Final Testament. The Final Testament.
I don't think that's right. Might be the Wayward Sons.
Maybe.
I'll be crossed if you don't talk MJF's tan with Cardona. I plan on asking Cardona about MJF's tan. Cranky? Yeah, maybe the word is cranky. I don't know. Love Fro. Clarify how you'll be if you'll be cross. I hope it was a Karrion Kross reference. He's gonna walk up like while we're trying to do this show, eating ice cream, and just be like, "Hey guys." Isn't that the whole segment? That was the whole segment, right? He just walked up to New Day and was like, "Hey guys,
there's always time. You always have time. There's always time to turn it around." That's been his phrase over the last couple of weeks.
Oh, all right. When he pops on screen, I'm just like, Anyway, what else is going on?
He's like mute. But yeah, we got a lot to ask him about Cardona. So looking forward to that. Chatting with my fellow New Yorker, my fellow May baby, fellow Taurus. We have a lot in common, me and Matt Cardona.
Cross apparently means livid, angry. You learn something new every day. I gotta check our Discord to see if our great Discord left us any chats for Matt Cardona. Louis asking will there be any Leno today. Joel's not here today. Joel, he does one good thing. He finally does like a bit people are thought was funny and satisfying. And then he's like, you know what? I'm going to take the next day off. That's apparently how it works. Yeah, you get one good thing doing, and it's like, yeah, I can afford to take a day off. I've done a good job. Let me Barry Horowitz myself. I've done a good job. Now I can just take the next day off. So too many people think it works like that around here, SP3. I wish it did. I wouldn't have to work ever again. I'd have all the good things I've done racked up to where I can just take off a bunch of days. But it doesn't, I do great things every day. And then you know what I got to do the next day? More great things. That's just the price of wanting to be great.
You're on YouTube. You're on YouTube more than me now. You're on YouTube every weekday. It's like you're 9 to 5.
That's unfortunate. 9 to 5. I wish I had a 9 to 5 hours. You kidding me? First post goes up at like 8. Last post goes up at like 1. Those are the hours. 9 to 5. I wish I could clock in and clock out. It'd be great. doing Sweetie post at 12:30 last night because she shows up to Succubun. I don't think I said that right. Succubun.
Succubun, yeah, it's a Succubun. But Succubun. Succubun. Succubun.
That's what Takeshita was doing during his Cinnabon phase.
Very true. That's what Cartman was doing to find out if he was still obese or not.
A cereal bomb? What a
what was he thinking? And then he comes out the bathroom. He sits on the toilet and eats it, and he comes out. He's like, "Guys, it's working. I left 2 pieces of chicken in the bucket."
What a concoction that thing was. Wouldn't it like it would water down the chicken? Like if you drown chicken in milk, that doesn't seem like it would work well.
That doesn't seem edible, like at all. and then what was he making? What did he call it? Like the volcano at the end when he's put like
Oppenheimer
Crunch. And
yeah, the Oppenheimer.
That popped me so much. Right? He said, yeah, no, he's not making a cereal bomb. He's making Oppenheimer.
What a show. What a show.
So great.
It's a good episode. It's
So
special. It's not even an episode. Everyone go watch Paramount Plus. The wife just messaged me and said, "What in the hell is this milk chicken you're talking about?" It's from the South Park. Maybe. That's what it is.
South Park, man. Oh man. South Park specials. I don't think it was as good as the Cred. Cred was probably one of my favorites, but it was a good one. It was a good one.
Cred was good. I kind of like this one. Maybe I got to go back and rewatch Cred. A lot of wrestling to talk about. We're not going to talk about any of it because who cares? Who cares?
No, but Joel left us a whole list of things to talk about.
Did he?
You got Chad Gable's WWE contract set to expire in the headline here. You had AEW Dynamite with Will Ospreay winning the awesome Casino Gauntlet and facing Swerve Strickland at Forbidden Door in New York, not in the UK. But yeah.
Did he leave us a list of topics? Did he send you the list?
No, it's on the YouTube channels, and it does specify that it does specify in the description that Joel made this copy. So it's 9 times out of 10 we're not going to follow it.
Oh, I don't read what Joel writes on that. I just show up. This is what we should talk about. Louis mentions it. Will mentions it. Why Sobel did not mention it. That's fine.
See, guys, I've been wasting all my time before the show rewatching wrestling, and I didn't watch the Eminem new video.
Have you listened to the song at least?
I've only heard snippets of the song, and I saw a clip of the video only because everybody thinks that he insulted Megan Thee Stallion, which, I mean, if you listen to the line, he's not insulting her at all. But hey, I just saw that. But here we are. I still got to watch it.
Shaddy says it's ass, but Luciana liked the video and the song. Gonna be honest, as a long time Eminem stan, I like this song. I liked it.
It very much, from what I heard of the song, it very much sounds like every first single from an Eminem album I've ever heard. It'd be very much in line with everything from Without Me to When You Walk Through the Door, it was into me. It feels like that. Yeah, it feels like all of those first singles that he has on these albums.
Wow, a lot of Eminem hate. What is happening?
Hey, this is how you know Eminem made a good song. It's because people were polarizing about it.
didn't realize we were gonna get a bunch of Eminem hate here. I mean, that's fine. You're allowed to enjoy who you enjoy and don't like who you don't like. I like the song. It's catchy. I like I'm just happy he ain't double time in the rhyme, which I feel he was doing on every single song for the past 8 years or so. Like, it's cool. Like, when he did it on Rap God, like, that was cool. Like, oh, okay. You know, he's going in. When he did it on a few other songs like Homicide, like it was good. But then it was like every single song. It's like, all right, normal verse, normal verse, normal verse. Oh, double time the rhyme. Just let's throw it in there. Even if it doesn't make sense, just double time the rhyme here. But at least this one.
My Eminem, my real Eminem fandom starts from like the Slim Shady LP to what was the one in 2011 that came out? That was like when I thought like
Recovery?
That was like peak.
I'm terrible with years.
Recovery.
Recovery.
Recovery. You're absolutely right. It's Recovery because I know Relapse was before that, and I like Relapse a lot more than some people like Relapse. But yeah, that was kind of like my period of my peak Eminem fandom. Everything after 2011, I've been hit or miss. I've liked some things, I haven't liked some things, but so I'll wait and see, and maybe I'll give my opinion and my critique of Houdini on Tuesday on FMC.
Okay, all right.
The video and the song, even though I did see him come back in the Robin suit, so thumbs up.
The video was a very much callback to the Without Me video. That was Janice
Kamikaze. I like Kamikaze.
Music to be murdered by over Kamikaze. I'd have to think about that.
I like both of those albums. I like both of those albums actually.
See, I again, admitted stan. You're not going to change my mind on a whole lot of Eminem stuff. Like, I just like basically all of his music. Some of the, obviously there are some bad songs, but for the most part, I'm listening to full of the albums. Like, I probably liked Revival more than most people did. But that's a lot of skips on that album.
Revival is Revival is the one where I'm like, that's why I gotta do like this to Eminem. Like, I ain't like that one. That's probably my least favorite Eminem album.
You know what the best song on Revival is? It's not even a song. The interlude. The Revival interlude is so good. I want like a full song of that. That's what I want.
Like, give me that.
Yeah. Revival interlude is so good.
Relapse is underrated. That's all I gotta say. Relapse.
People don't like Relapse.
It's the greatest hip hop horror album of all time.
People don't like it because of the accents. And to me, like, I get it, but I appreciated that, like, he took a real risk with that album and decided to do different things. Because the last few albums have been so much just, Castle and a Rose on Revival are very good. But the last few albums are just like, all right, let me just rap. And so some stuff he has some topics too, but a lot of it's just been, hey, I'm just gonna go out here, I'm just gonna rap on this beat. It's like, okay, fine. But I like that Relapse. I like that he took some risks on there. I think the new album's gonna be good. Because I think he has a concept for it. I mean, the concept is Slim Shady is dead. He's going to kill Slim Shady. So I like that he's actually got a concept in mind for this album. He's usually good when he puts together an overall concept. I like the new song. No, it's just me. That's my new catchphrase. I gotta wait.
I gotta wait and see. I'll give my opinion is TBD. To be determined.
We'll ask Matt Cardona what he thinks of the new Eminem song. What if that's the first question we ask Cardona?
We gotta ask a lot of music questions to Matt Cardona since he has the hit single Hosky. So we gotta ask him where he stands on Drake and Kendrick Lamar. We got a lot to discuss. What does he think about ghostwriters? Did he have a ghostwriter on Hosky? There's so much to explore here.
Poor Cardona. I don't know if it's poor Cardona. He seems like he's doing well. I'm not going to say that man's poor. But Cardona's coming here thinking like, we're going to get wrestling. Here we go. Let's talk about, wrestling and stuff. Like, nah, we don't do that here. That's not this show. Cool, you're the GM of GCW. Awesome. Anyway, what's your favorite Taylor Swift song? What Taylor Swift song does Chelsea Green make you listen to the most?
I ain't signed up for all that. I ain't signed up for all of that, people. But before Matt Cardona gets here, we might as well just start discussing what's in the headline. So people, who click on. Yeah, I'm gonna do my due diligence for Joel Pearl. Joel Pearl counts on me to run the ship when he is not here. So if he counts on me, you guys ask me to come on here when one of y'all are not here. I gotta maintain the cohesion of In the Weeds. But man, that Chad Gable news was very surprising, and it really and I'm not surprised by the the latter report about the guy who is supposed to be like running talent relations got let go, and that it's a bigger issue, because I thought it was a big issue when I saw that report on Fightful Select that Chad Gable's contract is about to expire in this week or next week. I'm like, so why are you pushing these people? Why are you giving a title to Becky when her contract's going to expire? Becky, why are you pushing Chad Gable if his contract is expiring next week?
Becky, they clearly had a plan for. And I think it was the right call, because I think if Liv had just won the Battle Royal, I don't know what would have been next after that. Like, they got another month of a story out of Becky winning and then Liv going into King and Queen of the Ring. So, and they knew when the contract expired, so they timed it out well. Gable is the more interesting one, because I don't think they're blowing off this stuff next week. And unless they do, then you're kind of playing a risky game of him leaving. I mean, maybe they blow up. Maybe, who knows, this weekend they announced they'll announce Chad and Sammy part 2, 3, whatever part it is. They do the Otis turn on Raw, and then that's the end of it. But I feel like Gable's got to win this title, and he's not going to win the title if he doesn't have a contract. So that one is a risky one. It feels like he's going to resign, but I always think that these people are going to resign, especially with the way they've been treated, the way they've been pushed, and the money WWE can offer. But we all thought that with Cody, and then Cody didn't resign. So yeah, if I'm Tony Khan, if I'm AEW, and I know the contract is up, I'm at least throwing something at them, seeing what happens here. You never know. You don't know unless you ask. So the Gable one's very, very risky. That one was surprising, because it doesn't feel like this is over, and his storyline, and it does feel like he should win. I don't know. Where are you at on that theory?
Yeah, it got me raised my eyebrows a lot to hear this news, because he's been one of the better characters on Monday Night Raw since his heel turn, and since this whole story with the Alpha Academy has transpired. And more than just getting himself over, he's gotten Otis to feel like he's back on the precipice of being, completely over with all the fans, like he was pre-pandemic during the Mandy Rhodes Dolph Ziggler storyline. So the fact that he's been able to not only help himself elevate, but Otis elevate, that's the type of guy that you would want to lock in. So the fact that this news even circulated, I would think that, maybe the news would come out after he's already re-signed, but apparently not, that you're getting it so close. It's very strange, and it's like a complete 180 from where WWE used to be, when they used to try to negotiate with people months before their contracts expire. There was the news from a PW insider that said a lot of people behind the scenes have been let go, and the issue with people getting these contracts so close to being expired, because you have this right now, you have Becky going on extended leave, you have Natalya, who's been offered a deal but not re-signed yet. This is a lot in one in the past 6 months. We've heard about Seth Rollins. We've heard about Drew McIntyre. They both re-signed. But we also know that Kevin Owens is a couple of months away from his deal being expired. So it's a lot. It's a lot right now, and it is kind of strange for WWE, especially.
Them waiting until the last kind of minute on this stuff doesn't seem like the best business practice. Just doesn't seem ideal. When these deals are up, at least I would hope you do. I mean, look, they didn't know Malachi's thing where he had a 30-day instead of a 60-day or 90-day. They were got lost in the shuffle. Maybe other stuff gets lost in the shuffle, but it feels like it'd be pretty important to know, hey, when our wrestler contracts are up. It seems like that's important business to know when guys could potentially just leave the company and go, especially with there's a viable competitor, when guys could just leave and be like, hey, appear on other television within the week, because a contract means contract expiration means no 90-day compete clause. So they could just show up on AW television the following week. It feels like this should be important information for somebody to know and for somebody to relay and to get this done before you continue to put these people on TV every week. Now it does. I saw somebody say like it might be a good faith olive branch of like, hey, we're continuing to feature you even though you're near the end of your deal. So that's a good faith gesture of we're going to take care of you until the very end. Hopefully they'll resign, and hopefully it kind of goes both ways. But wrestlers don't owe the company anything, because the company certainly, when it's time to make cuts, they don't act like they owe these wrestlers anything. So if I'm Chad Gable and somebody comes along with an offer, I'll listen to WWE. But if the offer ain't there, I'd have no issue. It would be like, all right, thanks for featuring me on your television, but these guys are giving me this much. I'm going to go head over here. That's that.
Because you would think that Tony Khan would offer Chad Gable probably more than he would have offered him if his deal expired, say, 3 months ago, because they've put a lot into this whole Chad Gable story ever since before WrestleMania. Remember, before WrestleMania, was a loud minority of fans that really wanted Gable to get that shot at Gunther and be the one to dethrone Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. And then after WrestleMania, we've seen the heel turn and the story with Sammy and Otis and Alpha Academy. So they kind of raised his stock as far as what he would have been offered on the open market.
Yeah, 100%. Like where he was a year ago compared to where he is now, he's had one of the bigger leaps in WWE over the last year. Because you're right, like they wanted him to dethrone Gunther at the end of 2023, and then they still kind of wanted it at the beginning of this year. Well, look, I think they made the right call with Sammy. That was a great story. Okay. Sammy is fantastic in his role. I like what they've done with Gable as a heel. I really liked the segment on Monday with Gable about to whip Otis showing restraint, not being able to fully turn just yet, the crowd egging him on. Like when Otis does finally turn, it's going to be a huge reaction. They might have to do it as soon as Monday with the way things are going. But when he finally does, it's going to be a huge reaction. So I really like what they're doing with Gable. I hope it can continue. But they might have to blow it off on Monday if they don't have an agreement, because it would be a risky thing to be like, hey, we're going to keep doing this story, but you don't have a contract. We're going to keep you on television, but you don't have a contract. WWE typically doesn't do things like that for very good reason. Maybe they have a handshake deal and they're going to work things out to where they can continue to do the story until it's over. And then Gable takes time and then they continue to talk. I don't know. A lot of things go on behind the scenes that we're not fully privy to when it comes to this kind of stuff. Again, to me, if I'm watching the television show, it feels like Gable should win this title at the end of this. Feels like that it doesn't, him losing again, I don't think benefits benefits the story and where they're going. That's just me. What do you think?
No,
SB3?
I 100% agree with you that Gable, I think he deserves to win the championship, and the story deserves that type of kind of like at least a minor conclusion with that. But and also it's about the Otis turn, really. And tomorrow is 2 weeks away from Clash at the Castle, so they can always have a handshake deal for a couple of weeks where they can do that matchup at Clash at the Castle instead of having to blow it off on Monday. But yeah, it's a very strange situation. I think that it makes it so strange because of the big push that he has gotten in the past several weeks. So I'm really going to be looking forward to what they do on Monday, because we will have a better sense of what's going on with Chad Gable after that, I think.
Yeah, we'll see if they announce anything this weekend. If they announce Gable and Sammy for Raw or some type of segment with Gable, we could get some answers on Monday. We could still wonder what's going on after Monday with if they don't blow off this storyline. Again, if they don't blow it off, it does feel like maybe they got some type of short-term extension worked out. And so they can continue it until they do finish things off. And then maybe during that period, they come to a longer term agreement. We'll find out. No.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too much into anything else because we are scheduled to be joined by Matt Cardona here in a couple minutes. So, there's no point in diving deep, getting in the weeds with a longer topic when Cardona is going to come here and we're going to ask him about. It looks like you look like my guys, the Iron Savages, the
oh yeah,
Assy.
Titty City, Titty City up in here. Well, I am going to ask Cardona, because he made a big announcement about in GCW, but I think it's something that we can talk about before he gets here. This morning, New Japan Pro Wrestling decided the semifinals of the Best of Super Juniors, and it's 4 competitors who have never won the tournament before. You got TJP and El Desperado out of the A block. They won on Thursday morning, and then this morning you had Doki pull off a great win over Robbie Eagles to get himself in line to make it to the semifinals. And then it was Taji Ishimori defeating Hiromu Takahashi in the main event in a great matchup where Ishimori has made the semifinals, and Hiromu Takahashi, after winning 4 straight Best of Super Juniors tournaments, he's not made it to the semifinals 2 years in a row. Is New Japan Pro Wrestling actually moving past Hiromu Takahashi dominating the junior division? He's been like the Hulk Hogan of the junior division for like the past decade. It was surprising to me, that result.
I've not seen today's stuff yet. So thanks for the spoiler, SP3.
You're welcome. That's what we're here. We're here I'm in the weeds. I'm in the Japan weeds. I'm in the Mexico weeds. I'm in the US weeds. And I'm here in the UK in the weeds. That's why the internet is crappy.
I've not seen today's stuff just yet. So I did not know that Hiromu did not make it. I always expect Hiromu to make it, but good. They don't. I assume he's still gonna be the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion going into or coming out of Wrestle Kingdom, because he always is. But good, they don't need to just rely on him the entire time. They need to make new people. They need to start, working
did you
other
make
guys
a
in.
at the start of the tournament?
Say that again.
Did you make a pick at the start? Did you make a pick at the start of the tournament for who you thought?
No, I know you picked
my pick is still in it.
Didn't you?
Me and TJP, we've been talking. He's my friend now. We're both Lakers fans. We're both longtime Kobe fans. I'm cheering for the Aswang. The Aswang is going to win
that
the Best of the Super Juniors.
Sucks.
Hey, it's better than Jonathan Gresham, mini Drago. Getting everybody sick.
Wrestlers gotta stop with the let me ooze goo gimmicks. It just got to stop. It was cool to see Leo Rush on Dynamite because he wasn't doing that black card. Here's goo coming out of my mouth type thing. It's not for me. It's not. If people enjoy it, more power to them. That stuff isn't for me. Now, Evil, I love. Yeah, Evil's great. How can you hate him? He should win the title. Lumberjack match at Dominion, baby. He wants a fair fight.
Lumberjack match.
He wants a fair fight.
No, he said a handicap. He said a handicap lumberjack match because he says Moxley has no friends.
No, it's a fair fight. Moxley, it's not Evil's fault Moxley doesn't have friends. Where's Blackpool Combat Club? Huh? They should be over there for him. They're not showing up. That's not Evil's fault. Moxley wants some friends. Get some friends. Get your guys. Get your Blackpool Combat Club. Get Shota. Get all these guys. They can be lumberjacks. Evil's trying to make it fair. I'll have my guys out here. You have your guys. Oh, you ain't got no friends? Guess you should shut the fuck up. You ain't got no friends? Shut the fuck up.
Just mean. Just mean. Just mean. Evil is ruining New Japan Pro Wrestling in my eyes.
How?
Beating up poor young lions this morning.
Good. They needed some discipline.
Well, he's walking around with a fake IWGP World Heavyweight title.
No, the real title.
Fake, because he put black spray paint on the real one.
Yeah.
Awful.
Why do you hate? Why are you such a hater on Evil? Let Evil live.
Because Evil has not been good since he joined the Bullet Club.
Your internet's not
sorry to tell
good.
You that. Hey, I will transfer rooms if I have to move closer. It says I need to move closer to the modem. So.
SP3, his name is literally Evil. You want him to be good? His name is literally Evil. What are we missing here?
I want him to be good at being evil.
He is. You hate him, don't you?
No,
you sound very upset that you hate him right now.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I just don't want to see him. I'd rather not see him.
Do not print that SP3 is mad at Evil. He's great.
Why are they doing this to Jon Moxley? Why is Moxley's reign?
Why are they giving him the most exciting matchup he's had since becoming the champion? I'm sorry. Do you just want him to beat Rocky Romero every week?
You're telling me Evil is a more exciting matchup than Shota Umino?
Yeah, because I knew who was gonna win that.
I didn't. Shota and the people in Ontario, California didn't. Shota Umino had them convinced.
They're stupid. Californians are notoriously dumb.
I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate that. I'm a Los Angeles Lakers fan, but I'm not from California. But I don't appreciate that.
That's why they have to have so many teams out there in Los Angeles. Like 5 hockey teams, 18 basketball teams, 30 football teams. They got to have them. They got to give them all.
You mean in California?
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams in California. Yeah. I won't lie.
They have to give them all these options because they can't pick just one because that's just how they are. Like, we can't give you one option. We have to give you multiple options to choose from. Because if we narrowed it down and we told you to just like this team, we said, hey, come together to support this team, they can't do it. They can't unite.
You can unite. Just have 2 teams, the Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers. I will say though, Jeremy, you're doing a better job at battling the West Coast than Drake. I will give you that.
Where Kendrick at? You still sleeping? It's 7:30 in California.
You are doing a better job. I will give you that. So.
Yeah, see the Sparks. They got so many teams out there in California. They can't come together and decide who they actually like.
Why does Los Angeles have 2 basketball teams? Because Los Angeles is great. That's why.
They can't decide so much though. Like, you know what? We're gonna make this real simple for you. We're not only gonna put them in the same city. We're not only gonna put them in the same state. We're gonna put them in the same arena for you. That's how simple we're gonna make this for you, California. The same arena.
Well, not after
2025.
2025, they get to move on. We'll get our own space. I'm happy with that. They're from San Diego. I agree. Why syllable? We don't claim them here.
So no, I didn't think Shota was going to win because it was in California. In California, of course, they bit on Shota winning because California doesn't understand. Even Reg himself was like, yeah, California crowds suck.
Reg, man. And I was changing the lyrics to "Not Like Us" for Reg, man. I was like, you think the Bay gonna make you disrespect Reg? N-word? That HOG show gonna be your last step. But anyway, who you got? Who you got in the best of Super Juniors, Jeremy? Out of the final 4, TJP,
Evil.
El Desperado, Doki,
Evil.
and Taiji Ishimori.
Evil. He's going to win the IWGP World Heavyweight title from Jon Moxley in the co-main event. And then during the main event, the best of Super Junior final, he's going to come in and attack both people. Could you imagine? Think of the heat this man would get after defeating Jon Moxley. He comes in during the finals and he attacks both men and he declares himself the best Super Junior. Imagine.
This is why. This is what I have to deal with every Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen.
Imagine it. Do you not like this idea?
I don't want to. I hate this idea.
Oh, what? You don't like this idea?
So much. Like back to back, I like that record. Oh God, why are we doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? I don't want to see Evil. There was no reason why the best of Super Juniors finals is main eventing Dominion is because Evil is going after the IWGP title again. That's why.
It's because they're trying to hold my guy Evil back. They won't give him his rightful main event spot. I do truly think it's not the main event because he's gonna win, and they're like, "Yeah, we ain't gonna close pissing off the crowd again. Let's go give them a best of Super Juniors match afterwards."
It was like we learned our lesson from 2020. We're not gonna main event Dominion with Evil becoming the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion.
Why?
Congratulations!
Are you hating? Why do you hate this idea? Hater SP3.
This man refuses to choose one of the final 4, but I will. TJP.
I did.
TJP,
I choose somebody.
One of the final 4. I said one of the final 4.
I choose Evil.
One of the Final Four. The obvious choice is Dilton if you're not going to pick TJP.
Probably El Desperado.
It is crazy that El Desperado has never won a Best of Super Juniors. It is crazy to me.
That's Moxley. It's Moxley politicking for Desperado. He loves Desperado.
He does. Isn't he staying? I think he's staying in Japan for the Despy Invitational too.
Yeah, I think he is too. Yeah, he loves Desperado, so I'll go with him. Should be Evil. Evil should win. He should attack the people in the finals, and he should win.
Sounds like fun. I won't be watching if that happens.
Well, you're going to be watching. You're not going to know what's going to happen.
I won't be watching, but that will be the last New Japan show I watch this year until he loses the title.
I'll get up early and watch if you tell me that Evil is going to headline every show and be involved in every single main event. I'll be there every single time.
You're gonna make me change the subject here because I do not even want to think. I do not even want to fathom Evil becoming IWGP World Heavyweight Champion and having to deal with an Evil singles match on a Forbidden Door card. The main event of Forbidden Door has literally made Jimmy Macaram think about watching Forbidden Door. He hasn't watched the last 2 years of Forbidden Door, but he will watch this one because of Ospreay versus Swerve.
You know who Evil should face at Forbidden Door?
Who?
My actual idea is that he gets inserted into the Ospreay and Swerve match, and it becomes winner take all AEW, IWGP, AEW International title, and he wins. He stacks them, stacks them, pins both Swerve and Ospreay, and then he gets all the belts. That's my real idea. But I don't think they're going to do that, sadly, because Tony Khan's a coward.
Okay, I'll go with the chat's idea of Evil versus Chris Jericho for the FTW championship, for the World Championship.
He should align with Chris Jericho.
Oh God! Don't do that. Don't ruin the learning tree. The learning tree is going well. You got a bounty hunter in the learning tree. He's the bad apple. That was great. Brian Keefe was great during that segment.
He should align with Chris Jericho, and they should win the AEW tag team titles.
Why is Jeremy doing this? Why is he doing this?
Presenting awesome ideas. That's what I do every week. Every 3 days.
I already seen Evil in Chris Jericho. What was this? This was in 2017, 2018. Yeah, it was all right then, but it won't be good now.
This is the best match Chris Jericho's ever had in New Japan.
Yeah, not the one that got the biggest business or got the 5 stars, but the match with Evil because it was with Evil.
Which match was that?
Kenny Omega?
Who cares about star ratings?
Gosh, this guy.
You know who Evil should face at Forbidden Door, since I never gave my real answer. Kenny Omega. He comes out and he's like, Kenny Omega, come out here, face me like a man. And then Kenny doesn't show up because he's still recovering. Best wishes to Kenny. And then Evil wins by count out. And then he has the victory over Kenny Omega.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that has been In the Weeds with on Fightful Over. Signing off until next time. But yeah, I mean, hey, I'm not gonna talk bad about your love of Evil. which I don't understand it. I think you're just trolling me, but it is what it is. You love evil.
I don't do this just because you're here. Ask anybody. I
know
praise evil.
You like bad wrestling. We've
Yeah.
established this. I was on the show where you went in and praised Kane versus Big Show from 2006. I remember this.
That match rules. That match rules so much.
There are some bad matches that I really like, but none of them feature evil.
All your good wrestling stuff. Okay, cool. Fantastic. Oh, great wrestling match. Great wrestling match. Great wrestling match. Cares.
Yeah, I do realize this, chat, that Jeremy, he loves bad wrestling. He does love bad wrestling, and he's not trolling. He is just existing. He is just existing.
Yeah, why Solvable is saying I don't think Jeremy likes bad wrestling. I think he likes making people who like good wrestling angry. Part of that's true. I do legitimately like bad wrestling, though. Like, it's funny.
No, Jeremy. That's a bold-faced lie, because just like me, you got up during the Meat Madness match at Revolution. You went and got you could have stayed in your seat and been on the edge of your seat for that bad wrestling match, but you stayed in your seat for that scramble match at Revolution. Or no, you didn't stay in your seat at that scramble match. So
I don't remember.
You talk a big game, but you don't live it.
I was hungry.
I exposed the business.
I was hungry.
You could have chosen Ospreay versus Takeshita to go get your food.
We still got back before like that match even started. We got food during the entrances.
It wasn't just getting started, folks.
Yeah.
Oh man! But here we are.
I get mad when Bryan Danielson loses because I really like Bryan Danielson. I'm tired of him losing. That would be the only satisfying conclusion for Forbidden Door, is if Bryan Danielson beats Evil. I will accept that. I will accept that.
There you go. I think it sounded like from the promo that Jack Perry did on Dynamite that they're going to do a Jack Perry and Bryan Danielson matchup on pay-per-view.
That sucks because Danielson's going to lose.
Danielson's going to be the first challenger for Jack Perry, the new TNT champion. He needs to get a TNT championship belt where the strap is made of goat skin.
I like good wrestlers, everybody. I don't like good wrestling matches. I would rather watch a bad wrestling match than a good wrestling match, but I do like certain good wrestlers like Bryan Danielson, the GOAT.
You do. I'll give you that. You are a strong supporter of Bryan Danielson, and you always are asking why he doesn't win more. So I give you that.
Okay, so I got a message from Matt Cardona who says, I thought it was 11:30. Yeah, he's gonna be on just now. All right. We can now. What if I said, Matt, I thought you were always ready. You were late.
That would have been the best response. That would have been the best response.
We're scheduled to be joined by Matt Cardona here in a second.
He's big leaguing us. Big leaguing us. He's always ready, but he was big leaguing us.
That's gonna be my intro. So he's always ready unless he's 23 minutes late.
Hey, we did a great job of stalling. We had a whole evil discussion because of Jeremy. Congratulations.
Matt Cardona is scheduled to join us here in just a moment. Everybody, we're not going to talk any wrestling.
Does it give me time to try to switch rooms here, or should I even try?
If you want, I mean, you got to hurry. He said he's going to join in just a second. So,
see, he's always ready. So I don't know when he's going to be ready. All right, I'll switch. I'll turn off the camera and mic, but I'll be here.
Okay. All right. Now I see. I'm always getting ready. Yeah. I can't believe we spent 24 minutes on Evil. Jesus. Well worth it. Honestly, well worth it. I need people to know. I need people to know how good Evil actually is. You're going to, when he finally retires, hopefully in like 50 years, you're going to miss him. Give him his flowers now while he's still here. You're going to miss him when he is gone. I hope everybody appreciates him while he's still here. We're going to ask Jason. We're going to ask. I watched that video last night. That was hilarious. I saw him tweet about it earlier. We'll ask if Chelsea got the Hogan figure. We're not going to talk about any wrestling with Matt Cardona.
No wrestling at all with
Matt your Cardona. Mic sounds a little bit better. Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
A room change for SP3.
Look at that. Room change. I went to my kids' room, which means that, and I left the door open so it has better connection feed. And that means that my kids will do run-ins throughout this show. So Godspeed to everyone. when my daughter comes in screaming and playing YouTube videos, which I'll have to mute my microphone so I don't get a copyright strike here on.
Yeah, don't do that. What's she watching on the YouTube?
She usually just watch YouTube shorts in abundance. It's kind of weird. It's like it keeps running, and she goes through different ones. She loves the clip of Randy Orton and I Show Speed though.
Oh, okay. That seems to be a big thing. The YouTube shorts, people. That's what our 12 kids enjoy as well. Just a bunch of YouTube shorts.
Yeah, let me get positioned here. Sitting on her bed, which is Lilo and Stitch, has Lilo and Stitch covers, so this is gonna be pleasant. So professional here. But it sounds like you said I sound better, so that's good. And then
well,
my mic skills.
You did until
no, I don't sound better.
It's fine. We're at where we're at. SP3's in the UK. We can only do so much. UK ass internet out here.
Hey, give and take. Works fine over on True Hill Heat. It's something here. Something here about the connection for me to you. I don't know.
Well, usually my internet's bad. So it's actually refreshing that somebody else's internet is bad for once.
But the modem is all the way in another room.
King Potate calling you out, saying that King Potate calling you out that you were lagging on True Heel Heat as well.
Well, Jimmy Macaram, he heard me fine, and he was responding to me like that. It's no delay, like it is here. So hey, King Potate. Send a super chat donation and say that.
SP3 does plan on asking Cardona who he thinks Kendrick won between Kendrick and Drake. That was one of your questions, wasn't it?
Yeah. I want to see where he stands because he put out the tweet of Kanye and Jay-Z listening to Hosky. He's got a hit single. But this had to be in like the 2010s when Kanye and Jay-Z listened to Hosky. So I'm gonna ask him how was their relationship then to what it is now.
All right, Cardona is scheduled to join us in just a second. He just messaged.
I love how you just keep updating us. He's coming. He's coming. He's almost ready.
The intros should be something. I don't feel like he'll get too mad at me when I make the always ready joke. Cardona. I went to an AIW show. This was 2022. Went to an AIW show. It was AIW Gauntlet for Gold, and Cardona was there. And, you know, they do the merch table before the independent shows and everything. And Cardona is there. This is when Chelsea was still, she hadn't resigned at this point either. So Chelsea was there as well. And it was like, should I ask Cardona to film like a video where he's like, fuck Sean Ross Sapp? And my wife was like, yeah, you can ask him. I was like, I think he's going to charge me for it, though. I feel like he's going to charge me if I ask him for this. I had like $5 prepared just in case. You know, he asked me like, all right, that'll be $5, kid. I was ready for it, but he did it. I posted it. I was like, hey, I'm Jeremy from Fightful. I work with Sean. I was like, can you just do like a fuck Sean Ross Sapp video? So he's like, Sean Ross Sapp. It's like, fuck you. And so recorded the video and posted it. It was very good, but I was super prepared to give him $5 for that. Hopefully he doesn't hear this story, because he'd be like, hey, you still owe me.
You still owe me that $5, kid.
Yeah.
And I asked him when I met him at StarCast last year in Chicago. I asked him about what's his real opinion of Sean Ross Sapp, and he said Sean Ross Sapp has a small penis. That was his direct quote.
I fully expect Sean to run in the middle of this interview as well. So, all right, here we go, folks. He is the general manager of GCW. He hosts the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. He is still making the towns despite his injury. He is always ready unless he's 31 minutes past his scheduled time. He is Matt Cardona. Matt, how are you doing?
Well, you know what? You called me out, and I deserve that. You know, I was about to make this beautiful breakfast. I'm like, oh, I got a half hour to kill. I'm like, wait a minute. No, I think I told him 10:30. So, hey, better late than never, right? But I do apologize. You know, Brian Myers calls himself the most professional wrestler. And, you know, I would call myself that too, but I was, you know, like you said, 31 minutes late to this. So, but you know what? I'm not getting paid. So who cares?
We were talking about this just before you came on. I don't know if you have any recollection of this, but it was AIW in 2022, and it was Gauntlet for the Gold. And I asked you, I was like, can you record a video of saying fuck Sean Ross Sapp? Like, I'm Jeremy, I work with Fightful. And I was fully prepared. I was like, he's going to ask like $5 for this. I was prepared to pay if you asked. Yeah. You did it out of the kindness of your heart and maybe your hatred for Sean Ross Sapp.
Well, it was more so for the you know, for Sean. But yeah. If you're going to ask me to do a video, happy birthday, a shout out, of course you're paying, pal.
I was like, he's going to remember. He's like, you still owe me.
He still owes you $5.
5? It would have been more than that. 5? Come on. What am I? Oh, come on.
It was 4 words. Fuck Sean Ross Sapp.
If I'm taking a photo with someone, I think a video is more expensive than a photo. And if I'm charging, I think I'm AIW, probably charging 30 for a photo. That's at least $30.
Well, I appreciate that for the love, for the hatred of Sean.
Hey,
I got that on the house.
So, you know, I was 31 minutes late. You owe me $30. It's got even.
Call it even. Oh, first question. How are you feeling? How is the injury, the rehab coming along?
I'm feeling great. I mean, all things considered, it's been about a month and a half post-op or post-injury. I just came back from Cancun, Mexico, got 400 million stem cells throughout my entire body. I guess you can call me now the stem cell king. I'm taking this recovery very, very seriously. Listen, I'm not trying to rush to get back, but I'm also rushing to get back. you know, if that makes sense. Like I need to get back out there. Luckily for me, I've built up because of my work ethic and everything I've done. You know, June is the busiest month I think I might have had like come in the past 4 years. Like obviously I'm not wrestling. It's all appearances, but it is wrestling shows, GCW, NWA, a lot of autograph signings, conventions. And luckily I have that to fall back on. This isn't a vacation. This isn't a 6-8 month vacation while I'm injured. I'm going to do whatever I can to keep my name out there.
Making the towns at GCW, appointing yourself or getting from some power, the general manager of GCW, stripping Blake Christian of the GCW championship. And now we have the gauntlet of survival this weekend. Right. What went into this decision? Did you inform Blake Christian ahead of time, or did you just go out there and announce it?
I did not. Maybe Brett Lauderdale did. I did not. I did not inform him. I did know. You know, we advertised this huge match for this Sunday, Cage of Survival, Blake Christian against Joey Janela for the GCW World Title. And then Blake Christian says, "Oh, by the way, I'm in Japan, can't make it." That doesn't work here, pal. You're the champ. You're the champ. You like, if I know my schedule, this guy should know his schedule. We all know our schedules. So it was just one of those things. We would never tell him, "Hey, leave this tournament that you're doing great in Japan." But, you know, we're not going to change around the entire card for Blake Christian or anybody, you know? So it's nothing personal. It's just business. And you know, Blake can get an opportunity at the title when the new champion's crowned. But for now, the show must go on. So we can't hold up plans because Blake is stuck in Japan. It's unfortunate. I like Blake a lot. It just had to be done. It's best for business.
So I wanted to ask, because, you know, when you made your announcement, you said the battle of the Super Juniors. You do know that it's the best of the Super Juniors.
I do now.
Make sure.
I do now. I do now.
And I wanted to ask if Blake's record in the tournament, with the fact that he went 4-0 to start the tournament and then had a slump where he lost all his matches after that, if that had anything to do with your decision.
I had no idea of his record, to be honest. I saw some of the videos he's posted on Twitter and the Shawn Michaels tribute gear. You know, like I said, I think Blake is incredible. I think he's a hell of a performer, hell of an athlete. He's been a hell of a champion. But if he can't make the date, you know what I'm saying? You know, what would happen if Damian Priest said, "Hey, Triple H, I can't come to Clash of the Castle"? What are they going to do? They got this match, Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest for the title. It's advertised. The fans who pay tickets, they think they're seeing this world title match. And then Damian Priest says, "Oh, by the way, can't make it." What? They're going to strip his ass. And that's what we did too. Am I wrong?
What?
No, you're right.
He should know when the dates are. I mean, he's
of course
not in the finals.
Listen,
presumably he could.
Let's be honest. Okay, guys. Brett Lauderdale, not the most organized promoter out there. Okay. But this show is so big. This show is so important. Everybody knew about this show. Everybody, all the roster had the dates for this show. There's certain ones that get added last minute. There's certain ones that change, but this date was always set in stone. Atlantic City, always set in stone. There's really no excuse. And listen, there's no heat on Blake. He's doing what he has to do. He's an independent contractor, right? His job is to make Blake Christian the hottest commodity possible in wrestling. I get it. That's what I'm doing. But you can't miss shows. You just can't, especially when you're the goddamn champ.
What can we expect from this gauntlet of survival?
Well, I can't reveal all the secrets, right? I will say 2 participants will enter. There will be a number of participants in the match. And at the end of the night, we will crown a new GCW world champion.
Is it sudden death rules where the first person who gets the pin wins and then the other people are just left backstage like, "Oh, my music didn't hit. I couldn't come out to participate in the match.
A gauntlet is 2 people start, one's eliminated, a next person come in. That's how we're gonna do it here in GCW.
Okay. They have different variations on a gauntlet now.
Well, what video game are you playing? I don't know.
I'm watching Wednesday Night Dynamite. That's a video game.
Well, in our gauntlet, 2 individuals will start. There'll be, pinfall, submission. There's no countouts in GCW yet. Trying to get that in. And then the next participant come out. I'm not going to say how many participants there will be in it. Might be some surprises in there. But we'll know when it's the last entrant because it's Joey Janela. Joey Janela has earned the opportunity to be the last entrant in the Gauntlet of Survival. So when Joey Janela comes out, if he can make it, he's on the injured list, but if he can make it, when Joey comes out, that's the final 2.
I was going to ask about Janela. He's banged up. He said he wasn't sure if he could get cleared, and he said even if he didn't get cleared, he was still going to show up. Is that allowed on your watch as the general manager?
If he can make it, hey, anything goes. I'm somebody who is all for somebody fighting through the pain. Joey is the heart and soul of GCW. He thinks that we have some personal beef. We did in the past. I don't have beef with anybody. I don't care. I don't care about anybody enough to hate them. You know what I'm saying? So Joey thinks that I do, and I have it out for him. I do not. I do wish he would fix his teeth, because if he wants to be the face of the company, he needs to have a nice smile, and he's missing his goddamn tooth. That's unacceptable.
That is a fair assessment in my eyes. And, Matt, you're a student of the game. I know that you have studied so many, wrestlers in the past, but have you been studying tapes of other general managers, and whom?
I think Eric Bischoff. He's the OG general manager. Am I if I'm not mistaken, and the best. He was the there's been a lot of great ones, but Eric Bischoff is the one. Very intelligent. He's get a lot of heat on the internet these days. I don't know why. Very smart man. So I'm trying to emulate his style.
I don't want to get into contract tampering here, but there are some situations in WWE where contracts are coming up.
Yeah.
You potentially, thoughts about adding somebody like a Becky Lynch or Chad Gable to GCW.
Oh, listen, I would love to have Becky Lynch in GCW. Chad Gable in GCW. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Could we afford them? Probably not. They'd have to lower their rate just a little bit. But just the fantasy booking of what we could do there. SDL versus Becky Lynch. Chad Gable against Blake Christian. Chad Gable against Joey Janela. I don't know the exact dates of when these contracts expire, but if it's before Sunday, if Chad wants to lower his rate a little bit, he could be in the gauntlet.
Becky's is reportedly tomorrow, June 1st.
Becky could enter the gauntlet. Anybody can enter the gauntlet, Like I said, they have to lower their rate a lot. We don't have that TKO money. We don't have that TK money either. You know what I'm saying? So we do what we can. We do what we can.
So this is the real questions. Now we're getting into the real section here, Matt.
That wasn't real.
We already told the people.
I thought we were shooting from the hip.
No, we're shooting from the real hip now, because you put out on Twitter this week that your hit song "Hosky" was listened to by Kanye West and Jay-Z. So I wanted to ask you the real question: where do you stand, Kendrick Lamar or Drake?
Well, guys, I'm a Drake guy, I just am, I had his albums, I went through some, Drake's an emotional guy, sometimes I'm an emotional guy myself. I can put on a Drake hit, every once in a while. As for that video going on social media, it might've been altered a bit, I'm not quite sure if that's the original audio, but I didn't make it. So I'm not sure. It could have been real. I posted it.
Are you saying you have ghostwriters? You have ghostwriters?
No. I absolutely this is a real. Now I'm getting hot. Legit. I legit wrote that song all by myself over. We were on a WWE tour. I wrote it all by myself. Ask Curtis Axel, Joe Hennig. I say, what do you think of this line? I was Dolph Ziggler. What do you think of this line? that tour at the end, I performed it a cappella in front of the boys after one of the shows at the in like catering at a hotel. It was a hit. I recorded it. Even Jim Johnston had to like remake the background music because I just like took something like royalty free song, and he's like, no, we can't put that on iTunes. I got to remake it. I'm like, but you don't understand, Jim. I already recorded the music video, so it has to like be exact. I can't re-record the video. So I worked with the legendary Jim Johnston to make the background song for that. WWE sent me to, because the original version I did on GarageBand in my friend's basement. I had to go to New York City, a real studio, record it. And then WWE put it out, and I got about $5 from it.
Oh no!
Maybe $50. Not a lot. Not a lot. Like
streaming's killed the music service.
It was in the top 100 on iTunes back in the day, for a day, I think. But yeah, I made very little money on it.
Oh,
but it's a legendary track. It still holds up, and I'm very, very proud of it to this day. And that's no joke. I am very proud. That's gonna be a headline. Clickbait. Sean's gonna make that headline. I am very, very proud of Hosky. I think it still holds up. And I think I was ahead of my time in many ways, especially with that song.
I do like that Matt doesn't know I write all the headlines, and Sean gets all the heat for that still. That's great. Love it. I blame him anyway, so
okay.
One of my, I don't know about favorite, but an interesting story you told right after the WWE release. They asked you to use your pool for a vignette, a skit they wanted to film.
Yes.
And they asked you to use anything else since then, now that Chelsea is back in the company?
No, but Chelsea told me recently that I don't know how it came up, but like I was under the impression that it was the writer Krista Joseph asking, right? I couldn't believe it. Like, how would you ask? You just fucking fired me.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to ask to use my pool? Like, there's no other wrestler in Orlando who works for WWE that has a pool. Give me a break. So I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But Chelsea told me like it just came up like backstage in WWE. Like, listen, it's funny. It's not a big deal, right? But I'm glad it's still being talked about to this day. But at the time, I was pissed. I was shaking. I think one of the headlines was "shaking with anger." And I think Jeremy, you might have wrote that. But I was pretty upset. Like it was just like it's not like I'm the only wrestler in Orlando that has a pool, and they're they could rent an Airbnb, get a pool anywhere, right? I'm sure Matt Bloom, the head of NXT, has a pool in his backyard. Look at his house.
Go to a hotel. It's just like, hey, we need to film for 10 minutes or so.
But listen, I was offended, but I also was like, all right, they know I have a good pool, They have a good pool. So hey. And I was just in that pool yesterday, and I was smoking a cigar on a pool float, looking at my palm trees. I'm thinking, I've made it. I've made it. But you know what? Like, this might be our last summer in this pool because we're building our dream home still in Florida with an even bigger pool. So, hey, if they ask Chelsea nicely, maybe they can use that pool.
There they go. I wanted to ask you something else. I don't know if it's going to get you hot or not. But I did see on the Major Figures podcast Twitter, you did post that certain somebody on Wednesday took a shot at you. He did, because he said champions don't piss away all day at Disney World. So how offended were you at offending Disney World in that matter?
Listen, some people just don't get it, right? I understand. I'm one of those who get it, and I think he was trying to. I think they were in California. I think he was trying to reference Disneyland, but he said that I have heat with him just for that, mixing it up. Listen, I love Disney World. I love it, but this is also serious. Jon Moxley, I believe, screwed me out of the GCW World Title. I wasn't ready. I'm always ready, but except for when Jon Moxley is going to attack me from behind, right? And I thought I'd get a rematch. Still to this day, I've not gotten a rematch for the GCW World Title. And no, guys, I'm not going to enter my own gauntlet. It's a great idea. I thought about it. Could I probably win, even though I'm injured? Sure. but I wouldn't be able to physically defend it. And that's not fair to the fans, right? But I think it's only fair since I never got a rematch for the GCW world title, IWGP world title, right? I'm sure he's going to hold it for a while. Wait till I'm cleared. Put the title on the line. We could do it anywhere. We could do it at GCW. We could do it on AEW. Maybe we could bring wrestling back to Disney World like the old WCW days. You know, that's a marquee match. I think that would have people talking for sure.
I mean, Renee did respond and said she would ask. So, maybe she did ask. Maybe we can get this working here.
All I'm saying is be a man, Moxley. And hey, maybe I should make another song. Be a man, Moxley.
Oh,
come on, don't be scared. You're running from Broski. That's what I heard. Be a man, Moxley. Oh, that would blow up the internet, bro. I have goosebumps right now.
Me too.
I think I should do it.
Should definitely do it. That's a classic
with you, man.
right there.
This is gonna be the wrestling version of Kendrick versus Drake, and he's not gonna be able to respond in an hour. He's not.
I think the internet would kind of explode if I dropped a "Be a Man" Moxley music video.
Oh, it would.
Yeah.
Oh, 100% would.
It might have to be done just to pop myself,
You infamously critiqued MJF's hand tan with whatever was going on, or non-hand tan.
Right. No, it was 2 tan.
Yeah.
2 tan.
What did you make of his return tan at Double or Nothing?
He looks great. He looks like $1 million. Lean, but still jacked, which is very hard to do. He's got that chest stomach hair coming in good. Looks like a young Hugh Jackman. Looks great. I thought he looked great. I love MJF. I think he's fantastic. I do question his tanning abilities sometimes. Like, wear some gloves, dude. Like, I don't know if he's getting like sprayed at a place, if he's doing it himself, but if he's listening and he's doing it himself, this is what I do. I wear gloves, right? And I'll do because what happens is when you're tanning yourself, it gets like in your nails and all over your hands. So what I do is I wear gloves, I rub everywhere, and then I take the gloves off so my hands are like nice and clean. And then I spray the hands by itself, and it comes out way nicer. It's a little tip for MJF.
Tip for MJF, tip for anybody.
Tip for anybody, I guess. Yeah.
Main event tan.
I'm looking at myself in this video. I don't really have a good tan right now. I will be tanning tonight because I got NWA tomorrow, GCW on Sunday, so I got to look my best. So right now I look kind of pasty, but don't worry, if you're watching NWA tomorrow, GCW Sunday, I'll look Hogan 98 tan.
Go ahead, SPT.
No, I was just gonna ask him. I know I'm asking all the best questions for the people in the chat. Where do you stand on X-Men 97? And have you watched it?
It's probably gonna get me some heat with the nerd community. And listen, I'm a fellow nerd, so don't take offense to that. Never watched X-Men 97 because I never watched the original cartoon. Never.
You don't have to watch the original to enjoy X-Men 97.
I feel like you do. I love the idea of it, that it like comes right at. I've been following, right? And of course I know X-Men 97. I know the song. I know the classic toys. I know it. And I was very excited for just the idea that they're bringing this back. I think it's a cool concept, but I've heard great things about it, but I never saw the original. So I feel like I can't just jump in and just watch the continuation, but you say I can, so who knows?
Yeah, you can. You'll be all right if you do.
Okay.
Maybe I do think all the old episodes are up on Disney Plus as well. So if you
listen, I don't have time to sit on the couch and watch Disney Plus. Listen, I'm still making bookings. Listen, take my June. This is another shoot. Take my June schedule and put it next to any other independent wrestler and these fake indie wrestlers who work for other companies and try to get buzz on the indies. Them too. Okay. That really pisses me off. Okay. But I'm busier than all these guys and girls, and I'm injured. I am the one true indie god. Plus, I'm going to the gym. Plus, I have my podcast. Plus, I have my toy company. Plus, I'm rehabbing. Do you think I have time to watch Disney Plus on my couch? Listen, I have Disney Plus. I've been a subscriber before day one. Before it even started, I signed up. I signed up early. I love Disney. I think there's so much stuff I watch on there. But I can't just binge watch a cartoon. Okay, I can't. I'm too busy. I don't have time to take a shit. You think I have time you binge watch a cartoon?
That's when you can binge watch. When you just,
it's unhealthy.
multitasking.
If you're sitting on the bowl that long, that's unhealthy. Your problems.
That's fair. Did Chelsea Green ever get that Hogan figure for you? Did she go back and get it?
She did not. It's listen, I saw that video she put up. She's at Target looking for herself, and little does she know, I have a garage full of her figures that that I'm selling. She's poor Chelsea's looking at Target for her own figure. Babe, I've had them for months. Got them on Ringside Collectibles. I'm selling them every week on my Whatnot channel. You should have just came to the garage. I would have sold it to you discounted price. But no, she did not go back and give you the Hogan. Yes.
Unfortunate. Yeah. The people wanted to know if she went back and get it.
She did not. She unfortunately did not. No. But I'll have no problem finding it. The Major Wrestling Fair podcast every single week. If I say I need something, my fans find it, and not for free. No, it's not a handout. But either I trade them something or retail price. But that's not just because the whole community does that for each other. Like let's say Jeremy, you were in and you needed something, someone would find it for you, and they wouldn't upcharge you. They would just fair price plus shipping. That's what we do in the Major Wrestling Fair podcast. We're a nice big community.
It's a great community. We've had people from the show on another show I do, Spotlight, and my friend. You've sold him figures. He sold you figures. His name's Dustin James. He's part of the community and always talks very highly.
Oh, sweet.
Big figure person.
Very cool.
What's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
Ooh, put me on the spot here. Probably the "We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together" song.
Oh, see, that's what Chelsea named as well.
See?
No, wait, no. She named "I Knew You Were Trouble." She named "I Knew You Were Trouble."
That's a good one too.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a great album. Though that's my favorite era of T Swift. That era, like the 2000. What was that? 2012, 13, 14. That era.
Same
for sure. Yeah. That's what's called the Red Era.
Yeah.
More.
Okay.
I'm big Swiftie.
I'll tell you, hey, you know what? She did the Taylor version of a lot of her tracks.
Yeah.
What if I did Hosky, called it Matt's version?
Oh, see, we're cooking it. Right? We got the new dish track coming out, and
imagine if I came out
Matt's version
with Hosky Matt's version this summer and Be a Man Mox.
Oh,
holy shit!
That's an LP right there. We already got the LP getting on.
I'm thinking about it, guys. But then I'd have to redo the Hosky video too, which that's an iconic video. So I don't think I could top that. I might have to leave that alone. Or could we just dub in the new version?
He could, yeah.
Yeah, but it's so risky because
I don't know. Eminem just dropped his new single, and
I listened to it last night. I didn't love it.
Oh, okay. See,
I didn't hate it. I liked it. I didn't say I didn't like it. This is how you wrestling writers, clickbaiters, you fuck things up. I didn't say I didn't like it. I didn't say
didn't love it.
I said I didn't love it.
Didn't love it.
Then you're Matt Cardona says he does not like new. That's not what I said. And then no one's actually going to click the actual article. Right?
No one ever does. They just get mad at the headline.
No one's going to watch this fucking video. Yeah. Right? They're just going to see the headline, and then all these marks are going to comment on it. And Eric Bischoff, the best GM ever, he's right. Context is king. Now that should be a headline. Matt Cardona says the best general manager ever is Eric Bischoff, and that context is king.
I'll write that headline.
You should, please do.
I got you. I will.
Yeah.
There you go.
We play a game here on the show. Joel Pearl, my usual co-host, is out, but he plays this game. It's called Partner, Promo, Punch in the Face. Give you 3 names: partner with one, promo with one, punch one in the face.
Promo, like, what do you mean promo?
Like a microphone battle.
Okay, mic battle. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 names: Brian Myers.
Okay.
Smart Mark Sterling. Hornswoggle.
Punch in the face, Hornswoggle. Without a doubt. I mean, Brian Myers has been my partner before. I don't know. I'm going to switch it up on you. I don't want to promo battle with Smart Mark, but I like to do promos with Smart Mark. I think Smart Mark would be a great manager for Matt Cardona. Smart Mark is kind of losing his way over an AEW Ring of Honor over there. He has the premier athletes, but they're not getting much TV time. They should. That's another thing. They're just saying Matt Cardona is premier athletes. No. I'm saying they should get more TV time, but they're not. I think smart Mark Sterling needs a king, a deathmatch king, a stem cell king, an indie god. I think I can get smart Mark some TV time. And I think we can do some excellent promos together. Smart Mark, very good on the stick. Doesn't get enough credit. I mean, he was the man behind Jade for so long, and obviously Jade has blown up and she's a superstar. There's no denying that. But I think in the very beginning, Smart Mark was a huge part of that. I think he deserves a little bit of the credit. Obviously, she was going to be a star no matter what. But I think Mark helped her out in the very, very beginning because he knows what he's doing. He's very educated, very intelligent, and he's a great mouthpiece. I think Smart Mark, mouthpiece for Matt Cardona, Myers, partner, Swoggle, you little bastard. I'm going to punch you right in the face.
Matt, we appreciate you joining us today.
Listen, please don't say I was 31 minutes late. You know what I'm saying? Matt Cardona late to free Fightful interview. I could already see it coming. I
wasn't going to mention it again. Ready. I had to do it at the top because we. Yeah.
Well, I was like, are these guys going to mention it or should I? Oh, they mentioned it. Okay, these motherfuckers.
Well, we were like, Matt Cardona is going to join us at 10:30, and then 10:30 came, and we had to talk about Evil becoming the IWGP World Champion for 24 minutes.
Listen, I'm just scrolling on my phone, like getting ready to have a good breakfast. Listen, I think accountability is huge. I think you got it. Like I'm always somebody who blames myself, whether I'm really at fault or not. I never wanted to be one of those old grizzled vets, like so and so held me down, or I didn't get what I deserve because so-and-so, or I didn't get pushed because no, F that, man. Like, I like to just look in the mirror and blame myself, regardless if it's anyone else's fault. I like to just take accountability for everything. It just makes things easier for me, selfishly, to grow and move on. So, yes, I was 31 minutes late.
I won't mention it. I will say, I'll give you some flowers here from other people as well. We talked to a lot of independent wrestlers, and you have obviously been at WWE. You were there for a long time, made a big impact in WWE on different levels. And a lot of the wrestlers, the independent wrestlers we talk to, always praise you for basically your ability to lead in the locker room. And I'll throw a name. He'll get mad at me. That's okay. Cole Radrick has praised you she's like, oh, Cardona's so great. He's always telling me, bring more merch, get your merch, kid. And
he calls me sir in the locker room. And I'm like, bro, stop calling me sir. Like, I'm not that old. Jesus Christ.
Cole is a pal of the show. We love Cole.
I like Cole a lot. I just saw him wrestle Mance Warner GCW. I was listening to this general manager. The show's running over. No one sticks to their fucking times, right? They're not listening to me yet, right? And I'm thinking, it's like the show's supposed to end way earlier. It's about to be 10 o'clock. No, I think it's about to be 11 o'clock, either 10 or 11. I see what I want from Uber Eats is closing in like minutes. I want this deep dish pizza. I'm in Chicago. So I just so happened to look down on my phone and order my Uber Eats. Apparently Mance Warner cheated as that happened. I didn't see it. I was ordering the Uber Eats. That's what Effie said. Effie said that Mance cheated, but I didn't say I was ordering my deep dish pizza. But I ordered the pizza, got an Uber out of there, got to my hotel as they were delivering the deep dish pizzas. It was fresh, hot. Oh my God. It was perfect timing. But anyway, Cole Radrick, great kid.
Hey.
I was going to say, what does this have to do with Cole? I thought you were going to say something nice about him. Oh, Matt, thank you so much for joining us.
Are you guys going to at least like splice this up into cool like social clips that I can put on my social media to try to monetize my accounts? Are you doing anything like that? Or
we have a guy to do all that.
Like I want some like Chris Van Vliet's really good with that. Can you do?
Oh, he is.
Can you guys do something like that? Because I've said a lot of cool things, and I'm sure some are going to be clickbaity. To take some funny things that I said, some clickbaity things I said, make some good reels, whatever they're called, and I'll reshare, I'll collab with you guys. You know what I'm saying? I got to get something out of this.
We got a guy to do that.
I mean, you're helping us. He's helping us now.
Who's the guy? Who's the guy?
Us guidance.
His name is Kyler.
Kyler? Okay.
Yeah, he's
Kyler.
a social media guy. Yeah.
Kyler. And make sure we don't do this screen. You got to do the extra work and do like the individual people. And I know we're on StreamYard, so you can do it. Don't give me the BS. You can't do it. I use StreamYard for the pod. You can get the individual files out so they're more HD, and you could do the verticals of each person. Don't be lazy and just screen grab this whole thing with the, what is it? Is that marijuana in the background? What is that?
Well, it's in the weeds. It's grass.
I banned marijuana from
It's not
GCW.
marijuana. It's just grass.
I banned all forms of grass because wrestlers will find a loophole. All grass of any kind is banned in Game Changer Wrestling. I don't have grass in my backyard, and that's a shoot. My dogs poop on the rocks. I'm not joking. I will literally, if you want, you could screen grab this, right? Or don't screen grab it, do it the right way. And I'll actually insert a video if you want the graphic footage of my dog pooping on the rocks, or just a photo of the poop in the rocks. You tell me. But all grass is banned in GCW. I don't care what kind of grass it is. It's banned.
You know, everyone says everyone's too online. They need to get outside and touch grass. So that's,
wrestlers, you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. You say grass is legal, but marijuana is not. They'll find a way. They'll find a loophole. So that's why, as of today, on Fightful Overbooked, all grass banned from GCW.
Oh wow, we broke a lot of news here.
That's right.
I can write a lot of clickbait headlines out of
Please
this.
do. Listen, I'll retweet them all. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll clog people's timelines. I don't give a fuck. Any post you put up, I'll retweet it. I don't give a shit.
I appreciate it. I always like when you retweet.
I'll retweet it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Sometimes you're about to bury me. What are you gonna say?
Oh, I said sometimes I don't know if you get angry. Like one time I wrote like Matt Cardona has a busy schedule, and you're like, why is this news? Like, I don't know. Anything's news. Like,
well, sometimes it's really not news, but if it's about me, I will retweet it or at least comment on it in a way that at least people will see it.
Yeah.
I won't just let it go. And if I do let it go, it's because I didn't see it.
I think everything, something is news to somebody.
I agree. Perception is reality.
That's for sure.
That's right.
That's right.
Matt, let everybody know where they can find you at.
Everywhere. We could take another half hour and talk about all the things I got to plug. I will plug this. Last day today, majorbendies.com. Get your Danhausen, your Maki Ito, and your Steve Macklin. And June 1st, majorbendies.com. Big rubber guys. They're big. They're behind me. They're like the LJNs. Ethan Page, fresh off his NXT debut. Matt Hardy and the Road Warriors. Get those, majorbendies.com. And then this weekend, NWA and GCW. New GCW World Champion. It's not going to be me. I'm sorry, guys. It's not. It might be Becky Lynch, though. That should be the headline.
Yeah.
Matt Cardona, general manager, GCW general manager, Matt Cardona says Becky Lynch has an open invitation to enter the Matt Cardona general manager game-changing gauntlet of survival.
Got you.
Yeah,
that'll be up. If not today, definitely tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
Got it.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Sorry for being late.
Thank you, Matt.
Oh, you're fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh man,
fantastic.
That was great.
Matt Cardona is fantastic. I appreciate him joining us. I know I mentioned the late joke, but I'm glad he took it in stride. And I like Matt. Matt's always been great to. I mentioned the thing where he said "fuck Sean Ross Sapp." Matt's always been really fun. He does retweet like everything we write about him, which I appreciate. Glad he doesn't. Now he knows it's me, so now that sucks. But what can you do? GCW shows on Sunday. Tournament Survival is on Sunday. A shock. And Pile Driver Finisher. Yes, you post every single time we do partner promo punch in the face. You do punch Hornswoggle. And we finally had a wrestler we could use Hornswoggle for partner promo punch in the face. And so that's why I did it. Just for you, Pile Driver Finisher. All about paying off on the bits. Sorry, Joel was not here for that. Joel would have screwed it up as he does everything around here.
I think I added my own flair of questions to this, and I think that it gave us. This was one of the most fun times I've had interviewing anybody, and I've interviewed Matt before last year, like I said, at StarCast, and he was great then. He was awesome here, but yeah, get to work, Kyler. You got to put up the clips because he requested the clips. You better message Kyler now. They're like, we're gonna need you to clip up and do the work, do the actual work of vertical zoom in.
That was a lot of fun. I don't know what we do after that. That was a lot of fun.
I don't know. Like my face hurts from laughing so much.
Got a lot of clickbait headlines to write out of this. That's unfortunate. I don't like when these wrestlers give me more work to do. That sucks. That always sucks.
Hey, let's
talk a little
is
bit.
Worth it.
It was. Let's talk about some AEW stuff that happened on Wednesday. I want to get your thoughts on this, SP3. Swerve and Will Ospreay. You mentioned Jimmy. Drew Macron was a fan of this. He's going to actually watch Forbidden Door. What were your thoughts when Will Ospreay won and then going with Swerve and Ospreay at Forbidden Door?
Legitimately, my jaw was on the floor. Like when Ospreay won the matchup, hitting the Oscutter at that. And I think it's been like a good 5 years since he's won a match with the Oscutter to begin with. So that was one surprise. But him winning the matchup, it was just like, really? We're doing this now? We're not waiting for Wembley. We're not going to do it at Wembley Stadium. But like after kind of this, watching it and the show ends, and then I saw the kind of the discourse happening as it was happening on social media after the show. I actually had debates in the True Heel Heat chat. Then I was talking to Jimmy about it, and he's like, I don't know if it's going to be a screwy finish. I was like, okay, this was the right move because of all the discourse, all the different opinions that came out of it. I don't think that anyone else in that matchup or anyone else from like a New Japan or CMLL, for the people that are like, oh, this is not AEW versus another company in the main event of Forbidden Door. This is AEW versus AEW. I don't think any other person winning that Casino Gauntlet would have had the conversations that we have gotten in the wrestling community since then. So in just for that fact alone, I think it was the right decision to have Ospreay win it. I think the matchup is going to be absolutely fantastic. And it makes sense on a number of different levels to me, with the fact of, if you're not going to do the match at Wembley Stadium at All In, it's best to get the match out the way, because people will just ask the question of why you're not doing the match at Wembley Stadium if you haven't done it. So it's best to do it before Wembley if you weren't planning on doing it at Wembley Stadium. I think that the matchup is going to draw more people to Long Island than anyone else winning. Jay White winning, it wouldn't have drawn as much. Ospreay is more over than Jay White right now, and that's through booking and a number of other reasons. But Ospreay is the biggest star possible that you could have pit against Swerve Strickland, so it's a high probability that that's going to draw more than any other matchup would have been against Swerve Strickland. And we went from Swerve having a matchup with Christian Cage, where a lot of people were complaining, being like, oh, I didn't think that was a big enough matchup for Swerve for his first feud after winning the title. Well, they gave you the biggest possible matchup now. So, and the fact of, if Swerve wins at Forbidden Door, you're not turning him heel. If he beats Ospreay in All In Wembley Stadium, you're turning Swerve heel, because his reaction will be that of boos if he beat him in London. So I think that it just makes sense on a number of different levels. So I was all for it.
I do worry. Look, I'm all for the match. I'm all for it. I do think I mentioned this yesterday. Double or Nothing felt a little bit predictable from a winner standpoint. This does not feel predictable. I could see this going either way. I would probably have Ospreay win because I think he's the guy, but I think Swerve is actually going to win because I think they're going to give him a longer title reign, which I'm completely fine with. My concern is Ospreay is getting giant reactions. He's the most over guy on the roster. He gets the biggest reaction every single week. You might not be turning Swerve heel. He might get turned heel off of crowd reactions if he pulls some of the stuff he's been pulling recently, which everyone loves about Swerve. They love the edge to Swerve. That's what kind of got him cheered in the first place. But he was doing the stuff he was doing with Gates of Agony and Brian Cage and Christian and Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus. You're doing that against very, I don't say well-established, with the patriarchy well-established. You're doing that against like heels. So of course they're still going to cheer him off of that. you can't choke Will Ospreay with a chain and expect to get cheers out of that. The crowd is going to boo that. So I'm very interested in how they book this over the next month to still maintain Swerve as a babyface and over babyface when Ospreay's probably going to get the bigger reactions out of all of that. I don't think it's good to heel Swerve one week, babyface in the next. Heel, like, that sends a mixed message. And coming out of this, yeah, he'll probably be a babyface. The Hangman Page feud could be next for him coming out of this. That will make him a babyface. I do worry that if he does beat Ospreay, people might be a little bit disappointed and they turn against him off of that. That's why I think you have to have, if Swerve is winning, I think you have to have a really top feud for him as a heel, which I think would be Hangman coming out of this to really reestablish him as that babyface. Because I think he's going to get overshadowed crowd reaction wise as a babyface by Ospreay. And that's my concern.
Yeah, I can see that definitely. And honestly, I'll be one to say, I was planning on doing like a video on it on True Hill Heat, but I'll say it here. I think that long term, if you're gonna have a long Swerve Strickland title reign, him being the heel is the way to go. Because when you look at the landscape of AEW, the top guys that you could put against Swerve are baby faces. It's Ospreay, it's MJF, it's Jon Moxley. Like, there's only really Hangman Adam Page. That's really it. That's really it as far as established main event heels that you could put against Swerve that is a main event level feud.
So the MJF one
and then
is
the
interesting
Kenny Omega.
because yeah, well, I don't know when Kenny's going to be back. He just had surgery and everything, so that could be a little bit. The MJF is interesting because yes, he's going to get babyface reactions, but will his character be an actual heel? You know, he mentioned he's going to just be hating again. So will he be a heel as a character? Will the crowd start to turn against that and recognize that as a heel instead of he got the big babyface return pop? That's everyone gets a big return like that. You get the big babyface pop off of that. So his first kind of feud being back, because they basically just blew off the Adam Cole feud. Adam Cole is not ready. They're not going to be able to stretch that out. The Kingdom without Adam Cole is kind of a DOA group. So there's no sense in wasting a bunch of, hey, MJF just runs through these guys type of thing, especially if he's going to be a hater. So I'm interested to see and it looks like it's going to be Roosh. Roosh is a heel, pretty sure. Roosh is a heel. Yeah. So MJF should get the babyface reactions off of that. So I guess, yeah, MJF would be a babyface. And then, yeah, if he goes against Swerve, would Swerve be the heel? Would MJF be the heel? I know people are, you know, they get mad of like, oh, you don't always need clear cut heels and baby faces. It's okay for kind of like the shades of gray stuff. I think in some cases, yes. I think when you flip stuff sort of every month or every couple of months, that's when you start losing people off of that. And I would be weary of continuing to flip your top guys of like, okay, well, they're a heel this month because they're feuding with baby faces, but now they're a baby face this month because they're feuding with heels. People want to consistently cheer and boo certain people. And that's why you got to be wary of these matchups and in putting your top baby faces against heels and putting your top heels against baby faces so you can get consistent reactions instead of telling the audience every month or every couple of months, hey, this guy's good now, or hey, this guy's bad now, because that's when, you know, people don't like the comparison. And I'm not saying it is WCW, but that's what happens far too often in WCW. It's like, yeah, cheer for this guy this month, now boo this guy this month. And people just get lost when that happens.
I'll give you an AEW example of a group that was great when it first started, but I feel like, and even one of the members this week admitted that they've lost the plot on the Blackpool Combat Club. I feel like the booking of them in 2023, where they were heels on Dynamite, then baby faces on Collision for a good 3 to 4 months. And I literally, pulling back the curtain a little bit, had DM conversations with people that work at AEW like, this does not make sense. I understand that's what you're trying to do, but that does not make sense, and it is not helping this group that I was totally into at the start of 2023, but because you couldn't figure out when they're baby faces, when they're heels, or they're heels on this show and baby faces on another, it's like dude, like you kind of like lost the plot on them completely, where I don't even want them to be a group anymore.
Oh, I've talked about Blackpool Combat Club and how sometimes they're heels because they're feuding with these baby faces. Sometimes they're baby faces because they're feuding with these heels. They don't feel connected. Like when Danielson was getting attacked the other week, we knew Moxley was in the building. Where was John Moxley to save him? It's like, well, because Moxley isn't feuding with the Elite, he's not going to be out there. So they're just not friends now. He's got to wait for Darby Allin to come out with a flamethrower because that's the match. And then we did see prior to Double or Nothing when Moxley was getting attacked. Oh, here's Danielson and Claudio. They remembered that they were friends. Moxley couldn't remember they were friends the week prior or a few days prior, though. And, you know, Wes Elbow mentioned that AEW fans flip characters all the time. That's very true. Like the fans will give different reactions, but AEW, that doesn't mean that they have to flip the characters. And what I mean by that is, okay, Swerve, great example. Swerve was doing heel things. Fans flipped him as to a babyface. They did a great job of, all right, we're going to make Swerve a babyface now. We're going to make Hangman Page a heel. How do you do that? You feed Swerve heels. That's what they did. They fed him Hangman Page. They gave him Samoa Joe, who technically kind of a heel, even though I know people still liked him. They gave him Christian, very well-established heel. They gave him a lot of good heels over this last run. I really like. I know people are like down on Swerve of like, oh, this isn't like they're burying him, blah blah blah. Like, I think the title reign has been fine. They've been feeding him heels.
Yeah.
Now they're feeding him. And when I say feed, I hope people don't take it the right way. Now, like they're giving him arguably their top baby face. So now they're almost telling the audience, hey, boo this guy because we're giving you this top baby face. So AEW doesn't have to feed into the reaction by giving them giving them heels and baby faces. Like that's where I'm getting at this. It's fine if they listen to the reaction and they want to flip the character. Cool. Toni Storm, I think, has been a very big example of that, of like the crowd's reacting certain ways, but they're also giving her a bunch of different stuff of like Thunder Rosa is a heel or a babyface. Sorry. Deonna Purrazzo came in babyface. Now she's a heel. Serena Deeb, she was a heel when she left, then she cut a babyface promo, but then she did heel things. Like that was a very mixed thing. And she's also feuding with Saraya. Saraya's group is a heel.
That whole build, it felt like it wasn't until the final week that they figured out that Serena Deeb is the heel in that story. And I was like, I said it from the beginning of this, I was like, Timeless Toni Storm is the baby face in this story. So you should just position Serena Deeb as the heel. They didn't figure that out until the final week. But yeah, you're right. The AEW fans, AEW has been good as far as like the people that they're mentioning in the chat, like an MJF. He was getting babyface reactions in the whole story with Adam Cole. That story with Adam Cole was not supposed to go on as long as it went, but it got over with the fans in a big way, and they just fed into it. They made MJF a babyface. It did not work out probably in the latter half of 2023 because MJF admitted that, but it is what it is, and he comes back and he's still over as a babyface. Honestly, I think MJF is going to be the one that wins the Owen, because I feel like if you do Swerve versus Ospreay at Forbidden Door, their only other big matchup for Swerve, if you're not going to do the rematch, which Wrestling Observer newsletter said people within AEW think they're going to do Swerve versus Ospreay 2 at All In, I think the right move is to have MJF win the Owen as a babyface and then and him get the match against Swerve at All In, because like you said, MJF is the type of character where he can lean more heel against Swerve, and that will be helpful to Swerve coming out of the match with Ospreay.
What were your thoughts on the Elite winning Anarchy in the Arena and then Christopher Daniels being the interim EVP?
Honestly, I said from the beginning when they announced that the Elite were going to be in Anarchy in the Arena that the match needed stakes. It needed stakes of if the Elite won, they had control of Dynamite, because they only show up on Dynamite anyways. So give them control of Dynamite, and then you can play with them as the heel authority figure. I like the fact that this week's Dynamite, it felt like Swerve and the Casino Gauntlet were the focus of the show. The Elite trimmed themselves back tremendously as far as camera time on this week's episode. They had their one main segment. We saw them show up earlier in the night, and that was it. And I thought that this was probably one of the better weeks where the Elite came off well, because Okada was amazing in that segment. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so happy.
Shut up, bitches.
That reaction. His reaction to the Lambo, his reaction to the crowd was amazing in that segment. Jack Perry got good heat. Even Matt Jackson with the break a leg line. That was great. So I thought all of that was really good. And then when Christopher Daniels came out, I tried to look at more of the bright side of that, in the fact that they presented him as basically the proxy for Tony Khan. I am all for that, because Tony Khan doesn't need to be on camera. He said it himself. He doesn't want to be on camera too much, so keep it like that. Yes, Christopher Daniels is a much better promo and a much more better TV character than Tony Khan. So for him to be the proxy, that is fine. It just felt like too soon to do that.
That's really where I was as well. It felt like Anarchy in the Arena didn't matter. And I didn't fully love the build to Anarchy in the Arena, because I thought that there should have been stakes as well. It felt like there should have been more on the line with that. Like, I didn't like the FTR promo where we love AEW, stand up for AEW. It's like, is AEW ending if the Young Bucks win? Or the Elite win? Is the company like dead? Sounds like it's going to continue. They're just going to run it the way they're running it, which I don't know. They're putting out the propaganda videos but it seems like they're doing nice things. It seems like they're running AEW okay. Like, I wish there would have been more just gravitas to that match. It's like, this is, Tony Khan in the press conference, I joked of like, Tony just felt like his team had just lost a week 3 game. Like, tough loss. We didn't execute out there. We're on the blood and guts. And that'll be the next one. That, like, all right, week 4, we'll get them. Don't worry. And then the Young Bucks win, or the Elite win. They give the title to Jack Perry, but no, here comes Christopher Daniels, interim EVP. It still feels like 2 EVPs should be of a higher power than an interim EVP. I understand he's a proxy for Tony Khan. I just wish that there was more to it. Like, it feels like it should be a bigger, overarching, long-term angle. And it almost feels like they're just rushing through things. Like, I actually wanted the Elite to really take control. Like, really take control with what they were able to do. And give the title to Jack Perry. Have him just be like, yeah, this is how we're running the company.
Thank you. Like, I was like, yo, we have had 1,001 fighting TNT champions. That gimmick gets old real freaking quick. And if you have a fighting world champion, it doesn't make sense to have a fighting TNT champion. I really would just wanted them to hand the title to Jack Perry, because even that small thing would have said that Anarchy in the Arena had some impact. Despite them not putting the stakes to the matchup, Jack Perry winning that matchup and then him being handed the TNT championship, and then you can do like a whole freaking eliminator and qualifying matches for Jack Perry to defend the TNT title in a ladder match at Forbidden Door. I think that yeah, I agree with you. I really wanted the Elite to just hand Jack Perry that title, because I thought it would have with great storytelling.
Yeah, just hand him the title and let him do whatever they're gonna do with that. You know, Weisel was saying I was presumed it was just one big grudge match. Like, that's fine. My complaint and argument would be you only get one shot at taking out TK the way that they did. You only get the way they did that angle, that was great. I love that angle. You only get one shot at putting him on the shelf with that the first time. The first time is the biggest time. And they pulled that off to perfection. And then it's just like, oh, don't worry, we're just going to do a grudge match. And then the result doesn't really matter because Tony Khan's just going to make Christopher Daniels an interim GM. That's it. You don't have another shot at beating up Tony Khan some more. They can do it, but it loses value every time you do it after that. It just felt like after what they did to Tony Khan, the repercussions of that should have been so much bigger. And the repercussions for the Elite, good and bad. And it didn't feel like there was any real repercussions for them. They did it. They kind of they changed the intro to Dynamite. AEW, stand up for AEW team assembled. They lost. Oh, here's Christopher Daniels as the interim EVP, and he apparently has more power than the actual EVPs.
Basically overruled them. He overruled them. Like, it was crazy. It was like, what? No, I'd much rather that.
Yeah, it felt like a miss because they can beat up Tony Khan again, but it's not going to have the same impact as when they did it the first time. And I don't think Tony wants to be on screen getting beat up every couple of months anyway. Again, you lose impact when you do that. Again, I don't think it's going to happen. But yeah, I wish I felt like they really undercut what they've done over the past month with this. So Weisel was saying, I also know there's been discourse that the main title isn't a big enough focus. Hopefully they merge the two together. I like that when Swerve was like, that's a bitch move, what you guys did. I liked that. I like that the Elite were like, Christian gets this title shot. He's our friend. He represents the company well. I liked when they were merging that and it looked like, oh, good. This is good. It should be an overarching story, this Elite story. They took out the friggin' owner of the company. Shad Khan's out there. Like, what the hell is going on? It should have been an overarching story with all of this. It should have been. And I felt like they undid a lot of that with what they did on Wednesday. Not only Christopher Daniels, even with Ospreay. Ospreay winning, it's cool. It's great. The match is going to be great. It almost felt like a little bit like, we're giving you this now because we know this is going to be a great match and Ospreay's our top guy, instead of actually telling a bigger story with things.
Because I thought Jack Perry was going to be the challenger at Forbidden Door coming out of Double or Nothing, because he gets the big win over Bryan Danielson. You can also kind of connect the two challengers together because Christian, the father, didn't get the job done. So now the prodigal son, we're going to give you the prodigal son of Christian, the first kid that graduated Christian's daddy daycare of AEW, Jack Perry. He's going to be the next challenger. And then when Swerve beats him, then you would do the Hangman next. You beat one member of the Elite. Hey, we got this other member that's been a member of the Elite that's coming back, and now he's going to be your challenger at All In, where you could have had months of story of the Elite versus Swerve Strickland, and that's the focal point, the world title. The Elite want to get the world title in their possession. They don't want to just have everybody with titles. They want to get the main title. I will say that, like, to Wise Sullivan's point, like I said before, I felt like Swerve and the Casino Gauntlet was the focus this week. And that was nice that Swerve was finally the focus for the first time on an episode of Dynamite since he became the champion. That was a good thing for him to close the show and have the stare down. But you could have accomplished the same thing and kept the narrative going. That has been a very great thing for AEW, episodic television. I thought over the course of the build-up to Double or Nothing, despite that being the main thing that was episodic television and not all the stories felt like episodic television. I wanted that to continue in some way, but it felt like they kind of revert course, or they didn't feel like the ratings kind of was produced in a way that supported them continuing that story. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
The Elite should be going after Swerve too. Like, he said it was a bitch move. They should not just take that like, oh, okay, we forgot about that. Christian failed. Oh well. Like, they should be going after him. This is what I want from the Elite storyline after they attack Tony Khan. It should be in an overarching story of the entire company. That doesn't mean Swerve and the AW World title has to take a back seat to anything. It means it's involved. I like your idea, Weisel, of Swerve and Ospreay are just like, hey, we respect each other. You know, let's go out. May the better man win. Callis, who I know people are sick of, but he at least draws a little bit of heat. Callis can be like, no, like, you need to do this. Because I think they've dropped the ball a little bit. Yeah. I think they've dropped the ball a little bit with the Callis, and like, oh, is he going to use the Tiger Driver? And then he just double underhook and he turns into a Stormbreaker and wins anyway. So it's like, Sherry doesn't even need this move to win. He just does a different move to win. But I would like the Elite being in Callis's ear and being like, you need to tell your guy to like take this man out. We don't like any of that shit he was talking about us. You need to get on him and make sure he does this. And then Ospreay ends up losing off of all of this. And then Swerve turns his attention to the Elite and is like, you assholes, you're trying to go after me now? You're coming at the king now? Like, okay, you guys want to fight? Let's fight. Like, there are ways to do this where it's an actual story and not just, we're going to give you Ospreay and Swerve in a great match. Like, the Elite stuff should be an overarching AEW story. And that does not mean, people think that it's like, oh, well, what about the world title? What about this title and that title? You blend it all together. You have it. You raise up the other stories with the Elite story. It doesn't mean, oh, we can only focus on this. No, you can focus on a bunch of other stuff with this story as well. Hopefully they do. We'll see in the coming weeks.
I hope so. But I like the fact that it doesn't seem like we're gonna get blood and guts soon. If I will say that I got sick of them doing Anarchy in Arena, and then a couple of weeks later, blood and guts, to kind of whatever happened at Anarchy in Arena didn't count. That this really counts, blood and guts, and I feel like blood and guts eventually is the whole big blow off of this, and maybe they should save that for like an All Out or later, one of the later pay-per-views. But I know they're going to do it on TV because they love the TV rating for blood and guts. But I agree with you. I think that it does need to be overarching, and that is a good idea to kind of blend the Elite story still within the world title story, like they did in the build-up to Double or Nothing.
We'll see if they continue to kind of put MJF's back in the picture as well. Something's got to happen with him. Where does he fit in this whole story? Not sure.
He's my pick. He's my pick to win the Owen. I think he faces Roosh in the first round, and he wins the Owen Cup, and he's the one that faces Swerve. The place where he headlined the biggest show of all time, he's going to try to reclaim the title there.
I could see it. I don't remember what I pitched on who wins the Owen, but I could definitely see that happening, because Swerve's the champion, and I do think Swerve is going to beat Ospreay. I know people are married to the idea of Ospreay's got to win the title at All In, or he's got to walk into All In as the champion. I'm not married to that. I wasn't married to that idea when everyone was talking about Ospreay. Oh, Ospreay and Swerve at All In. Ospreay's got to win. That's your crowning achievement for Ospreay. I was like, it doesn't have to be. I think MJF makes a lot of sense.
I thought they should. I thought they should do Swerve versus Ospreay at All In, but I thought Swerve should win this year to build up Ospreay getting the big achievement next year. Next year at Wembley, I think that's the time to put the title on Ospreay, not this year.
We'll see what they do moving forward. I don't know if you've seen the Collision spoilers. That looks like the most skippable show I've ever seen.
But it's not skippable because it has Ospreay and Kyle O'Reilly. I mean, I'm gonna watch
all that.
But yeah,
That annoyed me so much. That was so. Oh, Kyle O'Reilly gets a title shot, the international title. It's like, dude, here's Daniel Garcia talking about the rankings that don't actually exist. Like, what? What is happening here? Like, why is he talking about climbing the rankings? Meanwhile, Kyle O'Reilly, who just lost an international title match to Roderick Strong, also is again 3-3 in his last 6 matches. Why is he just getting a title shot against Will Ospreay? And then, like, it also doesn't help. And maybe this is a nitpick, I don't know, but Ospreay winning the Casino Gauntlet and getting a title shot at Forbidden Door, I don't think anybody had any disillusion that Ospreay was, when they announced Ospreay and O'Reilly, I don't think anybody was like, oh, Kyle O'Reilly might win this match. I think everybody figured that Ospreay was going to win. But when they announced the match and then they have Ospreay win the Casino Gauntlet to get a title shot at Forbidden Door, that really, if you had any doubts of who was winning, it's like, oh, yeah. Will Ospreay ain't about to lose this title that he just won and is about to challenge for the world title. That definitely isn't happening.
Nope, it's not happening. And Daniel Garcia, man, I feel bad because he did that promo on Wednesday, and I was just like, man, why did they bury you after you lost to Christian at Revolution? Like you were over at Revolution. We were there live. That crowd was into him and everything. The dance was over at the beginning of the year coming out of the Continental Classic, but they totally did not really use him in the past 2 months where he's now buried. And when he said, oh, I've been stuck in the same place, it's like, no, you're actually lower in the place than you were 2 months ago.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with Garcia. It's a shame. It's a shame. But yeah, that great showing in the Continental Classic. We always had that win in the Continental Classic for Daniel Garcia. SmackDown's tonight. Nia Jax will be crowned queen and Cody Rhodes will appear. That's all we got announced for SmackDown. So I don't know if you got anything to add. There ain't anything going on SmackDown.
Who do you think's Cody's next challenger for Clash at the Castle? I would think just based on watching the show, it would be AJ again.
It might be AJ. Yeah, Bailey's gonna be on SmackDown. Apologies to Bailey. Yeah, it might be AJ being desperate and attacking Cody and really trying to goad him into doing the rematch and everything. That's possible. I don't know if that's gonna be a Clash at the Castle. If Cody's gonna show up to that show, I know he's the fighting champion, but that show's pretty.
Well, he promoted it. He promoted
that's true.
That he's gonna be at Clash at the Castle.
I think Orton at some point turns, and it's gonna be Orton and Cody at SummerSlam. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
On that.
Yeah, I think that they have Cody get inserted into this whole bloodline feud, and he teams up with Orton, probably out Money in the Bank to verse the bloodline, and then Orton turns on it to set up SummerSlam.
Yeah, very possible. Real quickly, Auntie Collins sent us a super chat to Delicate, Lavender Haze. Those are her favorite Taylor Swift songs. We appreciate you, Auntie Collins. Everybody watch Wrestling Made Me Cry Sundays, noon, this channel with Collins and Kylie. People are mentioning the Vince McMahon lawsuit, and we always like to keep everybody updated on that. Sucks that we're ending the show on this. We got to find something fun to end the show on instead of this. But the news that came out yesterday was Janelle Grant has agreed to pause her lawsuit because the Justice Department is getting more and more involved. They've been investigating since February, and now they are asking to pause because they don't. This is my reading and kind of my understanding. They don't want stuff coming out potentially in a discovery phase or just more public information coming out from the Janelle Grant side or even the Vince McMahon side while they're continuing to do their investigation. And typically they're not going to ask this if they don't feel like they have, if they don't feel like they have a very strong case to where they're going to win this and nail Vince for this. So I think everything that has happened yesterday with the lawsuit being paused is not good for Vince McMahon. which, great. Fuck them. I think SP3 is frozen. All right, SP3 is frozen. That's a hell of a pose he is making there as a frozen SP3. But that's the update on the SP3 is just gone now. That's an update on Vince. Is Justice Department asked for the lawsuit to be paused. Janelle agreed, and they're probably not asking that unless they feel very confident in what they have against them, and they feel very confident in moving forward with what they have against them. So we'll see how that plays out and what could potentially happen down the line with it. It doesn't seem like it's good news for Vince McMahon. Good. Everything we've learned and read over a lot of years, but certainly over the past few months, good. Gets whatever he deserves on this. He probably deserves a lot worse. But we'll see where that goes. There's the update. There's the update on Vince and the lawsuits. Can you give us a Rampage rundown as Whitey from Hey Crazy Nights? I can't do it as good as Joel is the thing. I should have SP3 if he can fix his internet in time. Do an accent. As people who watch FMC and listen to our Too Hot to Handle gameplay, they know that we are fantastic with the accents. If SP3 returns, I'll have him do a Rampage rundown with an accent. If he doesn't return, then that's the end of the show, everybody. That's the end of the show. Dusty Hogan. Oh. Yeah, I don't want to do a Hogan. I don't feel like I do good impressions at all anyway. So I guess that's what makes them good, is they're just bad. I used to do a really good Macho Man. Like as a kid, I could really get my voice like that. I don't feel like I can do it the same way nowadays, though. I don't know. All right, SP3's back, allegedly. You good? Nope.
I almost broke the box. Almost broke the internet here, so sorry about that.
Well, SP3, guess what you've walked yourself back into? You get to do an impression, and you get to read the Rampage card. Oh, he's frozen again. Oh,
am I here? Are we talking about Vince McMahon again?
We've moved on. We updated everybody. I don't know, unless you want to add something beyond fuck them.
Yeah, I mean, fuck them, and I mean, I hope that the government find whatever they need to find about Vince McMahon, because yeah, I mean, when you got that whole thing going on, and the Janelle Grant lawsuit was sickening to read. I'm scared for what the government is going to find out about Vince McMahon. There's not a jail that's deep enough for him to rot in, basically, at this point.
Yeah. All right, SP3. Do you have the Rampage card in front of you?
It is Rampage, baby. Yes.
Oh, you gotta do an impression. The people want like Macho Man or Dusty Rhodes.
Well, we got a lot of plunder out here in the threes, and we got a big call coming up on Friday night for the Rampage, for the babies and the daddies and the sisters and the brothers. We gonna get up in here in this spot on the Rampage from Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles, California. You know, Christopher Daniels on Wednesday, he said it was Friday Night Dynamite. It's that good this week on Rampage that it feels like an episode of Dynamite. And you got Satum Singh gonna be in action, and the big man, oh, he's a big man out here in these tweets, man. He gonna be over here and he gonna be doing some things. He gonna be toe jamming some fools out here in these tweets, and then you gonna have the Samoans of the Joseph. He gonna be hitting the elbows, hitting the muscle busters, and all the plunder of them these streets. Oh boy, better gonna get some plunder out here. And what else we got on tap for this Rampage this week? Tony Schiavone, can you let me know what other matches? Because I don't have my notes in front of me right now to find out what other matches gonna be on the Rampage out here.
Takeshita against Penta in a AEW.
Oh, we got the Konosuke Tetsuya. He's gonna be in here. He's gonna have some Cinnabons when he goes 1-on-1 with the zero feels. From the zero feels of the Penta, there's zero and the zero in the Miro and a zero Miro. He gonna be out here. It's a TNT title eliminator matchup. It's gonna have no seconds at ringside. You ain't have to have El Penantes out here acting a fool. You won't have him at ringside. You won't have that son of a bitch Down Callis out here causing some ruckus with all his plunder out here in these streets. So we're gonna have that TNT title eliminator matchup. You got Timeless Tony Storm. She's gonna be in action. She's gonna go 1-on-1 with Diva Van. Just an accelerated matchup against Athena on ROH TV, and she has earned the opportunity from that performance to face the AEW Women's World Champion, Timeless Toni Storm. And Timeless Toni Storm, she will have some seconds at ringside. That delectable Mariah May. You got that delectable Mariah May in the house, and it's gonna be plenty of plunder in my house. Plunder in my house when I see Mariah May.
Kyle O'Reilly's in action. Ray Phoenix against Isaiah Cassidy.
You got Ray Phoenix. He's a luchador. The lucha libre. I love me some lucha libre. Tony, you know we've been talking about lucha libre for some years. Some years out here, and I love me some lucha libre. And when you got Ray Phoenix going 1-on-1 with Isaiah the Cassidy, when he getting them stops, it's gonna be a good old time. My daughter trying to break in here. She trying to break in here and she wants some of the plunder. She wants some plunder out here. She's ready for some Rampage. She's ready for some Dynamite too. And Ray Phoenix versus Isaiah Cassidy is gonna be an accelerated matchup.
That's all.
And it's gonna be a great night on Friday night. AEW Rampage, AEW Friday Night Dynamite. If from Los Angeles, California, ladies and gentlemen, it is gonna be one of the greatest nights in professional wrestling history, because it is AEW where the best wrestle.
It was very good. You didn't plug like when the show was enough, like what network it was on.
I forgot. Yeah, Dusty Rose did do that. It's gonna be AEW Rampage Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern time on the mothership. The mothership. Oh no, it's not 10 p.m. Eastern.
Nope.
What are they doing? It's not gonna be on the regular time. It's gonna be 6:30 Eastern time. It's gonna be 11:30 p.m. where I'm at. Unfortunately, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time on the mothership, TBS.
Nope, that's not true either.
It's not on TBS.
If you tune in to watch Rampage at 10 p.m. Eastern on TBS, let's see what's on. Let's see what's on 10 p.m. tonight on TBS. You're probably going to be watching Big Bang Theory, I assume. Like, where the hell's Mariah May? Who's Penny? 10 p.m. Eastern tonight You know what's actually on at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight? So much better than Rampage. So much better than any fucking wrestling show in the world. You know what's playing tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern? What?
Young Shelton?
No. This is like an actual good thing, SB3. One of the greatest movies of all time.
What movie is that?
One of the greatest movies of all time with one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Some would say the greatest basketball player of all time. Lola Bunny, Space Jam is on at 10 p.m. Eastern on TBS. So you know what? Tune in, 10 p.m. Eastern, TBS, Space Jam, everybody.
Space Jam. It's gonna be some hard times for the monsters.
All right. Anything to plug, SV3?
Someone give me a plug to plug in my Wi-Fi a little bit better. For next 2 minutes, my daughter plug in this door.
Dude, the kid just came in, hit you with a hip attack.
She done hit me in the head with the door several times now.
Treating you like your Joel Pearl's kid, hitting you in the head with the door. Jeez.
She literally went inside. We had the modem up, and she literally knocked down the modem. That's what knocked me out of this live stream. And now she's knocking me in the head with the chair, with the door. Oh my god. I don't even know what impersonation I'm doing anymore. But find me at True Heel SP3. I'll be live on the True Heel Heat flagship podcast tomorrow, 11:05 a.m. Eastern time. It will be myself, the True Draw Josh, and special guest Sat E. Niyangi of Wrestle Talk. So join us live.
There you go, everybody. We will be back on Monday. We're on the main channel on Monday. Sell Out Monday for us here on In the Weeds. Watch Coexisting with Rob and Maggie at 3 p.m. Eastern today. Watch Wrestling Made Me Cry with Collins and Kylie at noon on Sunday. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. If you're watching wrestling, there's MLW this week. There's a Taped Collision show. There's I don't know. That's it. I'm sure there's other stuff. GCW. I don't know if the NWA show's live. They haven't done like a live show in forever. But GCW Tournament of Survival, new GCW World Champion will be crowned. Enjoy the wrestling or just enjoy your life.